Hello, and welcome. This is Map Labs Halloween Horror 5. This is the fifth Halloween Horror Map Labs from, where was this made? 2023. Continuing in sort of the, I guess, tradition. This was released in November. I think all of these Halloween Map Labs have been released after Halloween, which is really fun. You would think they would just start working on them earlier to avoid that problem. Because I mean, once you're in like November, it's kind of just like, yeah, I'm good. I don't need to see like spooky stuff. Put all that away. We're moving on to Christmas. Uh, don't really have the Halloween spirit, but it's all right. There's always next year. Anyways, this is Halloween Horror 5: The Unknown. Halloween Horror is back this time. The Map Labs crew uh, asked authors to create authors to channel the unknown and come up with suspenseful maps for the season. So, fear of the unknown, I guess, is the theme here. There are only 8 maps this time. I am hoping these maps are pretty good. There are only 8, but I guess we shall see. The start map's okay. I don't know what's going on with this white line in the back. I don't know if that's intentional. If that's like the menu's bugging out. I did get a node graph node graph is like out of date or whatever. Rebuilding node graph out of date message when I loaded this up. My biggest fright so far was actually loading this mod without putting in the launch commands for my resolution and to set it to borderless full screen, and it like fucked my resolution up, and all my windows were going all over the place. That was the so far the biggest scare of this mod. You gotta love that, opening up these old source engine games that don't kind of automatically detect your resolution. Ooh, look at that little zombie in the back there. It's pretty neat. But yeah, if it wasn't for this weird white line, this would be a fun menu screen. All the menu backgrounds, whatever you want to call them, have been pretty solid so far. Oh, hey, look at all these shadow people floating. That's reminds me of like Death Stranding. Pretty neat. Anyways, MapLab samples. Okay, we don't need that. Alright, so here are our 8 maps. I guess let's just get started. With the waiter residence. The waiter residence status. Defaced. Situational diagnosis unclear. Deploying diagnostic drone. Okay, so we are a drone. Oh, whoa, what is going on here? Why is this all white? It's weird. The world. There's a crow over there. What's going on? Hello. Distorted trumpets. It's like a Half-Life 1 music sting, I think. I don't know what's going on here. Can't leave. guess I'm kind of okay. So this is like intense fog that's surrounding this area here. You can kind of see outside a little bit. Get up here. This is clipped. Does the gnome do anything? Oh. Oh, that's a okay. That's a door you can go in. I would have probably made that a little more clear. That was a an actual door that you could use. I would have maybe just made that part of the map. Maybe put some like boards over it instead of having it be like a flat texture. I guess I eventually did find it, but warning: specified file is corrupted. Open anyways. I don't know what is going on here. Oh. Activating emergency protocols. What is going on in this map? I'm genuinely kind of confused. The Wakers? What in the fuck is going on? Oh. Just fall down a hole. Okay. I guess like none of this is like really like I don't have any context for what any of this is. This all just seems like random nonsense to me. It's like there's a zombie. Oh, and then he just okay, he's dead. Oh, and then we fall down again. Oh, now we're here. I think this is the house from earlier, baby. Oh. Okay. We're back in here. And then the map just ends. What? The hell was that? It's classic distorted trumpets from Half-Life 2. It's a spooky track. I don't know what the hell that map was. I don't know what the context was. I don't know. I don't know anything about what was happening there. I think that's a problem with some of these Halloween maps is that they're. Oh, are we still in the map? No. Okay. I thought I was getting rug pulled for a second. I thought I was still in the level. That would have been pretty good. I've seen one map do that so far in Halloween Horror 4. Did a little rug pull, tricked me into thinking that I was back in the menu when I was really still in the level, which is pretty clever, to be honest. But yeah, I don't really understand what was happening in that map. I didn't get the context. I think you really, if you're gonna do something like that, you really need to kind of set up what's going on or make it more clear, because otherwise it's just like what is this? What are we doing? So yeah, I don't know. Anyways, let's move on to a data retrieved.
What's the damage?
Oh,
Head torch broken, data core dented, no suit breach, no concussion.
All teams be advised. Solar activity is likely to interfere with communications over the next 2 hours. Retrieve the package, recover data, and proceed to exfil. Bravo team copies.
What is the package anyway?
This is Black Ops. Don't ask questions.
is this?
Just
Are we like Halo
no tribunals out
ODSTs?
here.
What are these suits? Or like Federation Force soldiers? It's like Metroid.
Bravo team. White
This is cool though. This reminds me of like Republic Commando or something.
forces authorized. Capture or kill. Science personnel are high priority targets.
Okay, I don't
Guess
know.
we're on our own.
Command said 2 hours, so let's give them some good news when comms are back up. Hudson, how's that door looking?
Almost there.
4 targets. Weapons free.
This is
Nice
pretty
work.
cool.
They never saw us coming.
This is really cool. Oh my god, this had a lot of work put into it.
Looks
This
like
is,
life support was down before we arrived. Grav
kinda
drive
all,
2 could be sabotage.
they're all custom assets. I mean, the gun you're using is, you can see that it's kind of based off of the MP7 from Half-Life 2, but
It's our job to secure
well,
it.
just
Whatever
based
it
on the
is.
MP7 from real
Looks like
life.
the crew here ended up blowing up half their ship
But I think
fighting over
it's
it.
used off the.
just makes our
You can
job
kind of tell that
easier.
it's like this very modified MP7 model.
It should be down here.
There's no flashlight. So I don't think
Alright,
there is.
see if you can find another terminal. Your core is damaged, but it should still be able to scrape data. We can't fix your light, so grab a flare for now. Throw one to see ahead of you. I'll be here when you get back.
We've arrived at the bridge. I need you two to head to medical. Ramirez and Hudson will check out engineering.
Oh,
I'll
wait.
remain
Oh,
here
come
and
back,
try to
Flare.
establish contact with the other teams.
Yeah, this is cool. This is like its own mod. This is very impressive for just like a random, like map and a map jam. Okay. Door's locked. I can't get my flare back. Oh, there we go. That is a pretty fun mechanic, throwing the light around. You don't have a flashlight, so you're just kind of tossed at this little. I think it's supposed to be one of those glow sticks. I don't. It obviously uses the. It obviously uses the Half-Life 2 flare model. I'm kind of disappointed they didn't just make it a glow stick. That probably would have been pretty easy to model. It's just like a little cylinder, little green cylinder. Dr. Wayland. Oh, okay. Are we doing an aliens thing? Is that what this is? It doesn't look like aliens. I mean, it's kind of got a similar atmosphere. Oh man, look at this guy. This guy's all messed up. So where'd our buddy go? Where's she's at? She like disappeared. Briefing. Okay. Yeah, this is very alien inspired. The Independence Colonies Alliance. Look at this shit. Super aliens inspired. Aliens, whatever. I guess more aliens. We're like space marines. We got guns. We look like Halo ODSTs. Oh. Okay. Kind of an interesting way to move the story along. Oh, I'm out of ammo. What do I do? I ran out of ammo. I don't have a melee weapon or anything.
Hudson and Ramirez found Alpha Team. All dead. Mission takes priority. Find the package. Get to Exfil.
Can't even... Okay, there we go. I can't even, like, throw... It's a little awkward. You can kind of see, like, it's a little rough around the edges. Like only having 2 magazines of ammo, and then, like, none to pick up. And when you're out of ammo, you can't throw the flare for some reason. You don't have, like, a melee weapon or anything. I guess, like, a melee weapon in low... I'm not sure. Would a melee weapon in low grab be useful? Would you be able to, like, swing it effectively? Probably not. Maybe, like, a spear, like a sharp kind of jabbing weapon would work well, but... Can I crouch? Yeah, I can crouch. Okay. Okay, so I don't really know what you're supposed to do if you run out of ammo. I guess you just avoid combat. I don't know. You're just fucked. Just can't fight things. So yeah, this is like a classic. Yeah, like I can't throw the flares anymore because I guess because I'm out of ammo, which is really unfortunate. It's a little rough around the edges, but still very impressive. It's locked. Okay. I mean, I can hit E on the flares, and they just kind of release in front of me, which is fine. It's locked. Maintenance access. Alright. Oh! Look at that. Low grab, dead body. I will say it's kind of doing something I really don't like in horror games, and that is, it's giving me like I wish I just had ammo. I think if I had like a fully functioning gun, I think this would still be scary. I just had like a bunch of ammo and a flashlight. I'm not a big fan of just like generic kind of spooky stuff. Like, oh, there's the alien. Things are more scary when you have ways to defend yourself, but they're kind of useless, if that makes any sense. Okay. There we go. Also, the flare throwing around thing is getting a little old, if I'm being honest. Mainly because you move, like, you move really slow when you have the flares picked up. gotta go in here. Where's that flare? I can't see anything. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of just like super darkness too. It's just very hard to navigate. Kind of annoying a little bit. I don't know. The mechanic is clever at first, but after a while, it just kind of. Especially, I think the big issue is I can't throw the flares. If I could still throw the flares, I would be more okay with them.
Can't contact anyone.
Oh, God,
Oh,
it's you.
there's one
I've
of our
not heard
buddies.
from anyone in over an hour. We need to try and link up with the others. God, what is that?
Oh no. That's a pretty cool looking alien.
All teams check in. Repeat. All teams check in.
Credit to the authors here for actually modeling a unique alien and giving it like animations and what have you. That was pretty good. I think, like I said, I wish there was just an actual flashlight. The flare mechanic was unique. I haven't seen that in any other games, so a credit for that. But I think not being able to throw the flares after I ran out of ammo was disappointing. Because what you could do is you could kind of throw the flares down the hallway and then just kind of follow after them. But once I ran out of ammo, I couldn't do that anymore for whatever reason. That one section where I just had no ammo to fight was very, very goofy. Like I literally just like walk away from the enemies. I mean, thankfully they didn't kill me, because I had no way to defend myself. I just had the 2 magazines. I would have given the player probably either just unlimited ammo because the ammo didn't really matter, or maybe give them a little bit more ammo. Honestly, if you made the monster just immune to bullets, that also would have been very scary. Like if the bullets just did nothing, like you're trying to like shoot it while it's coming at you. Because there wasn't a lot. It was only there for like 2 seconds. You really wouldn't have been able to get too many shots in anyways before it kind of grabbed you. So I think having the ammo, like for me, horror, I think it's just more like if you don't have any ammo or any weapons or anything, it's like it's always the sort of thing where like how would this like horror movie change if the main character had a shotgun? You know what I mean? If it's still scary, then it becomes interesting to me. But if it's not scary anymore, then it's kind of like I think this would have been just as scary with ammo and with ammo that I could shoot, because it's like you have a gun, you have a way to defend yourself, but it's kind of useless because you're in the dark and this thing's creeping around. You don't really know where it is. So yeah, I don't know. A few nitpicks here or there. Overall, really good though. Very impressive. Lots of custom assets. Very Aliens inspired, of course. The characters seem kind of inspired by like ODSTs from Halo. The actual like level and kind of look of it reminded me a bit of like Doom 3. But yeah, for one person to kind of make all this is super impressive. This could honestly be its own game, almost. Like the setting and kind of some of the mechanics are here. This could, or maybe it's not its own game, but its own mod. Yeah, I don't know. This is pretty cool. Of course, I love the custom menu here that it has. Anyways, let's move on to Code Lock Expunge. Okay, so this is very Half-Life related. Or this is just Half-Life related. I don't know what you mean. I don't know what I mean by very. I guess some of these mods are like loosely Half-Life related, where it's kind of like that first one.
So we are exploring a chunk of the Citadel that fell in the Outlands by White Forest. I can't jump, and I can't sprint. Interesting. I like the concept. My flashlight cannot be turned off. So this is kind of just like a walking simulator, I guess. Which is unfortunate because there's an opportunity here for there to be some gameplay. Usable combine technology located. Okay, I have to walk over here. I wish sprinting was enabled, or at least jumping. I could bee-hop around. Stalker legs. It's pretty cool though. Citadel with all these this kind of fog. I like how the usable technology is just like scraps. It's just like a sparking piece of scrap metal. I don't even know where else to go. There's only like 2 paths. Go back maybe? Oh, okay. I thought I'd need to like open that door somehow, but oh, I just have a gun now. Okay. Objective escape. Do I have to go the way I came, or I guess just push forward this way? It's very weird that I have a gun, but like I can't sprint or jump or do anything. Any of the typical Half-Life stuff. No, well, I had a gun. Oh, okay. Well, that was that. I like the concept. It wasn't really exploring a like a spooky citadel. I think is a cool idea. Kind of a lame ending though, if I'm being honest. I'm surprised they didn't really make use of the advisor. I always found advisors to be very creepy. And I feel like having an advisor kind of lurking around, like a destroyed chunk of the Citadel that just got blasted away when the Citadel exploded, that would have been a cool idea. Or some other kind of creepy alien life form that we haven't seen in regular Half-Life. But yeah, just having it end with you getting caught in one of those fields is kind of just whatever. I don't know, that was fine. Cool setting, but kind of poor execution, I feel. Like, visually it looked nice, but like gameplay-wise, poor execution is what I mean. But visually it was pretty cool. Anyways, let's go into our next map, Subject. We were just going straight through these.
Attention, Unit 1208.
So we're playing as a Combine here. Oh, it's a cutscene.
You have been selected to partake in a critical investigation. An anomaly has been detected within this city's citadel. A number of other Metro units have been dispatched and have not returned.
This is fancy.
Sent in with the proper equipment to deal with and investigate this anomaly. For the purpose of this task, you will be referred to as Subject 12.
sending in one Metro cop. Subject. The anomaly is just like a bunch of bull squids. Just wreaking havoc in the Citadel. This one looks like it might have some actual gameplay, hopefully. Ooh, I like the like a lot of film grain.
Subject 12. I am intruding at 2405, and I'll be running you through a short diagnostic. This is required before you enter, so please be patient. I will begin shortly. Please stay.
I wonder if this is the same guy who made Entropy Zero. Sounds like him.
I'm ready to go. Subject 12, please acknowledge you can hear me. Acknowledged. I can hear you loud and clear. Subject 12, please acknowledge you can hear me. Acknowledged. I heard you the first time. Hello? Yes, I hear you. Just a moment. Okay, Subject 12, did you have updated systems this morning? No. Didn't receive.
I like this room. A lot of detail in here.
That were chosen for this. Not a problem, though. I've been combat. Please update your systems now. Doesn't take any time. Update initiated. Please stand by. Why us? Why us Metro cops? Why are we being sent in? As I've been told, most disposable. Yeah, alright. That makes me feel good about being a part of this. Honestly, the civilians would have been a better send. They definitely fit the most disposable part compared to us. Alright, your systems have been updated. Restart the process again. Just do what you did last time. Sure. Subject 12, please.
This is really dragging a little bit.
Hello, Subject 12. Do you have any weapons behind? No. Alright, now that's out of the way. Subject 12, with your system update, you will notice your PGA has been disabled. This is a requirement for this task. Go into the anomaly with your mods on, but otherwise permanently destroyed. They have been replaced with a small light source.
They've been replaced with a small light source because they didn't know how to they didn't know how to do like a good like combined night vision thing. That's mean. They probably do. Like a camera? Should have brought a gun. He gave us a tiny flashlight. I mean, I like the color grading here with the Oh, what the hell? That's weird. Interesting. It's a big giant room. Oh my god. What is that? It's a geometric shape. Just a big brush. Alright, we'll go this way. There's another door. This is pretty cool. This is very surreal. There's like a cornfield out here. Can I leave this place? Go out the window. Oh, is this the, oh wait, what is this? A rock. It looks like a Zen crystal. Now, every time I throw it, I activate the damn flashlight. There's another one you can't sprint in. It's unfortunate. Well, now I got a glowy rock. I don't know what you do with it. Oh, there's a bunch of Metro Cop masks. See, this is another one where I feel like it would have been just as spooky if I had a gun. If I had a pistol in this room, I think it still would have been scary. Alright, there's like a big door there. Oh. What the hell? Did like a thing. Yeah, this is like definitely a Zen crystal. I think I need to go to probably the center of the room. Maybe? I wish this it did look it's a little electric thing a bit more, so I could see where to go. Once I get back to that big combine door, I will can I go up on these? I cannot. There's like that large door over here. I kind of use that as like a reference point, maybe. I guess there's that. I could use those red lights. It's a big ass room. Okay, so we have this. You can see the red door over there. Oh, yep. See, tell me to go this way. Oh. There we go. What did that do? Did something. You know, maybe it opened up that, that door over here. I think this is a door. Oh yeah, there we go. That was pretty. I was kind of hoping that there was more of that surreal stuff, where you're going through like the cornfield or whatever in that house out in the middle of nowhere. Oh, that was pretty cool. Oh, look at this. A big obelisk. Or a monolith, rather. Big cube. Another cutscene. Some Nihilith voice lines there. Totally didn't rush the ending. Yeah, that ending was not great. Yeah, I don't know about that one. It had like a good start and an interesting concept of there being like some. So my initial thought was I thought the anomaly was going to be like the G-Man, because you go into that door and you just like end up in some like a random house in like a weird cornfield. I feel like you'd kind of keep going through like different like Half-Life 2 locations or something like that. But I don't even know what the anomaly was. I did think at one point it'd be like an island. That would be pretty cool. But I don't know where they would get like the model for that unless they sniped it from like Black Mesa. That would have been kind of interesting. Like the Nihilith was there for some reason. But yeah, having the anomaly just be like a floating cube, it kind of reminded me of Control a little bit. That game, if anyone's ever played that. Really good presentation on that one. I like the initial cutscene. I like the weird kind of film grain effects. Looked really cool. Kind of made the colors pop, but gameplay wise, that was kind of just like whatever. That's kind of how I feel about all of these. These have all just kind of been like walking simulators. Like, you can do a fun horror game. Like, you don't have to just have your game be like a haunted house that you like walk through. Or not game, sorry, but map rather. You can have like a fun horror map where there's like combat and puzzles and stuff to solve. It doesn't always have to just be like haunted house, no weapons, just stuff popping out at you. I feel like that's what all these maps have been so far, which is kind of disappointing. Anyways, let's keep moving on. Got 4 maps to go. The Haunted Dive. That's our next one. Ooh, okay. So we're in like a. This is really funny because we're supposed to be in a submarine, but you can tell that we're just walking on the seafloor, which is really funny. All right, there's the first beacon. Guess we're just going from beacon to beacon here. Oh. I guess you have to fall down there. Ooh, what happened to this guy? This guy got mangled. Jesus. Go to the next beacon. Nope, that's not good. The screen broke. Again, this is just like another like walking simulator, man. It's like there's no. I mean, I appreciate the increased sort of presentation of it all. but in terms of like when I say increased, I just mean like maybe increased fidelity is a better way to put it. You know, like the textures look really nice, the modeling is nice, and all these. There's like a lot of custom assets, but I just wish there was something more going on with the gameplay. It's just so bland in a lot of these maps. It's just like, yeah, walk forward, hear some spooky noises, walk forward, maybe a jump scare, and then that's it. Here we're in some like underwater facility. This is kind of cool. They don't have a flashlight though. It's unfortunate. Oh, I can sprint here. Interesting. Oh, there we go. Supposed to open the elevator. It doesn't work. Oh my god, what is going on with this flashlight model? It's like right in my face. Who holds a flashlight like this? I think I would have preferred just a normal like suit flashlight, like an HEV suit type flashlight. This kind of flashlight's a little bit again, like I said, I can appreciate the attempt to kind of like you know, it's a custom asset, right? It's a custom view model. I appreciate that, but it's just, I don't know, the execution is like it wasn't necessary to do, especially when it's just like right in your face and taking up most of the screen. I need like a min view model option for this flashlight. Like in TF2, you can turn the like min view models on. Oh my god, that guy. Again, anytime I move around, anytime I turn my camera right, it just goes right in my face. Ooh, the lighting is a little screwed up in here too. That's not good. Oh yeah, that's nasty. Door's broken. Over here, maybe? I feel like this is like I need to power the generator up or something. Can I get through here? I cannot. These don't have a, oh, here we go. I didn't see that button. I would have had the buttons be lit up. Because you can't really, those buttons are kind of hard to notice. The ones that work, you could have just have them be like bright green or whatever. See, this is just more like walking down the spooky hallway shit. It's just, you know, it's like decent presentation, but oh, this is just like a maze. Here's the end. You know, I'm just not a fan of, like, I've said this before when playing these Halloween maps. I'm not a fan of, oh, that map just ends, okay. Yeah, there's no gameplay there. You just, like, walk forward and get in an elevator and it's done. You know, I'm definitely a simple man. I like moving and I like shooting in my games. I don't really care. Like, it's nice to have that atmosphere, but have some puzzles or something. Have there be something for the player to do. Games are a interactive medium, and I guess you could argue that exploring the environment is interactive, but there isn't even a lot to explore. Like, at least, like, Data Retrieve had all those, like, logs, and you could, like, throw the flares around. You did have a gun, limited ammo, but, just all these other maps. Code Lock. Subject did have, like, one puzzle, sort of. Code Lock was a walking simulator. This was a walking simulator. This at least had something going on. This is a walking simulator. And again, I think that they're crafting good atmosphere. You just have to add something for the player to do other than just walk forward in these maps. Anyways, moving on. This is Heat Death. By Zen. Ooh, this texture is kind of rough. This room looks kind of rough. Yeah, the way this, like, this seam here does not, you can kind of tell that it doesn't line up. Oh, we're just outside? Okay. We just press E on the door and we teleport outside the door? Okay. Alright. The hell? Map seems really buggy and kind of a little bit unfinished. Me feels. Okay, well, now I have a flashlight. That's helpful. There's a lock on that door. There's 2 locks on that door. Jesus. Oh, this is the bathroom. Why do these doors not work? You can just phase through the doors? What the hell? Why not just have normal working doors? You know there's normal doors in Half-Life 2, right? You don't have to have like these silly doors that you like phase into. Okay, so now we're just back in our cell. You literally just walk into the door and go through it. So goofy. I wonder if this is somebody's first map. It kind of feels like it. It's really rough. Like these textures and this thing looks really rough in here. Door unlocked. Okay. Yeah, what is going on with these doors? I don't even know where I'm going. I feel like I'm going in circles. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, why do the doors work this way? I genuinely don't understand. It feels like detrimental to the gameplay to have the doors that work like this. It's just so jarring being like teleported when you walk up to a door like that. Also I mean, I guess you could do no lights at all, but it is kind of annoying having to wait for your flashlight to refill. This big empty, I don't even know what this room is. Where are we? There's like a light up there, or a texture that you can kind of see, but it's non-functional. It was just an empty room. Door unlocked. Bathroom now. What the hell? Go. Is this door unlocked? This door has like 3 padlocks on it. What's going on in this map? This map is this is just not great. Let's go right, maybe? Let's See where this goes. Wait for the flashlight. Thankfully, it's the episode 2 flashlight. Recharges super fast. Did I already go this way? Yeah, all these rooms just look the same. So I don't really know like where, like there's no like landmarks or anything. It's just a really annoying maze, and I can't even use the doors as to kind of tell like have I been in this room or not, because the fucking doors don't open. So I've been in here, right? Yeah, this one's not doing it for me. I'm sorry. This map is just it's just it feels like a big maze, but there's like there's hardly any landmarks, and it just seems like I'm just looking for like random things to unlock the door, but I can't really find my way around. The biggest issue here is that the doors don't open. Like you just phase through them, and I don't understand like the decision behind that. It doesn't make any sense to me. Why you can't just open, like just have normal doors. Like Half-Life 2 has working normal doors. You can put doors in the map. I know that's crazy. You don't need to have these goofy like phase through, teleport to the other side doors. Yeah, I don't really know what's going on here, but yeah, this is not great. Moving on to the pit. This is a bonus entry. Descend or loiter, your choice. What is the pit? Help, do not enter. Now is not the time for acts. The clock keeps. Where are we? Oh, I don't know, let's jump in the pits. Okay, well that was the pit. Kind of a fun concept. I mean, you know, for a bonus map, something a little extra. Moving on to our final map, the Visitor. Or just Visitor. Some real stock. I think these are like CSS textures, maybe. Turn the damn lights on. This house is kind of crusty. Kind of crusty looking. It's got that like early like 2005 kind of Source look to it. Which I quite like. Very nostalgic for that. Some boxes in here. There's a radio. Interact with the radio. Nope. Cannot. Go outside. We can go outside. Let's go into the basement first, I guess. The light isn't working. Okay. I don't have a flashlight, so I don't think I can really go down there. Is there anything outside? Did I miss something up here? No? House is like I said, it's so empty. Just like devoid of stuff. Hardly working. Much better. Oh, is that what I was supposed to do? Wait, what? This guy just like drank some coffee. And now he's going back to sleep? Is that what we're doing? Just turn off all... Oh my god, this dude just he remade his fucking map from like 3 years ago. I don't mean to get upset, but like this was literally already an existing map. Somebody already made this same map years and years ago. Where you had to like go around the house turning off all the damn lights. Now he's just doing it again. I mean, it's like slightly better this time. The house looks a little bit better. It doesn't look as crusty, but... Wait, is that the bed? Yeah, that's the bed. I gotta go over here. But it's just like the same concept. What was that? Okay. I don't know. Just go to bed. I need to investigate that. Oh my god, now I gotta turn all the lights back on. Oh no, that's not good. No signal? It's a landline. What do you mean no signal? There's a barrier that doesn't let me, Car is out of gas. I need to get some from the basement. Oh, okay. Who keeps gas in their basement? Well, how am I gonna get the gas if I can't see down the basement? Okay, well at least this is different. Never mind, he didn't remake the map. It's probably a different author. There was a map from a few years ago. There was a map from a few years ago where it was kind of the same concept of just like, oh, there's the gas, okay. Where it was like you had to keep like turning the lights off. Oh, there go all the lights. Yeah, it's a different author. I apologize, but there were, like I said, there was a map a few years ago that was kind of a similar idea, where the whole gameplay gimmick was like you woke up and then you went around the house turning all the lights on, and then you looked around, you turned them all off, and then you went back to sleep. You did that like 5 or 6 times, and I don't know. I just didn't really care for it. I thought it was the same map. Or I thought it was the same author remaking their map again. It also kind of had a crusty, kind of early Source Engine vibe to it, so... yeah, anyways, this is Halloween Horror 5. Kind of disappointed in this one. There just wasn't any gameplay. Like, none of these maps I could really look at and go, wow, that was really cool, or that was really fun to play. These maps look cool. Like, presentation was turned all the way to like 11. But yeah, they just kind of lacks gameplay. This was definitely like style over substance, right? I'm gonna take a look at the readmes real fast. See if there's anything interesting in here. Might give us a little bit of context. Probably not. But No read bees. Okay. So yeah, we had 8 maps. We had the waiter residence was our first map. I just didn't really know what the hell was going on. I didn't really get this map. It feels like I was missing some context or something. I didn't. It had like some kind of surreal sections to it, but like it had no context. I think to me, for surrealism, like really surreal stuff to work, you have to like set it up. You have to give context, ground the player or the viewer or whatever first, and then kind of take things off the rail nice and slow. Um, Subject does this really well, where it's like you're a combine, you're going into a citadel. There's an anomaly in the citadel, and you get in there, and there's like some weird shit in the basement. You know what I mean? There's like a big obelisk in like this room that probably shouldn't exist inside of a citadel, you know, or a weird cube. I guess it wasn't an obelisk, but whatever. Obelisk is like a very specific thing. A monolith is the word I'm looking for. Um, but yeah, this was just like surreal from the get-go, and I have no idea what the hell was happening in the waiter residence. Data retrieved, very impressive presentation. Um, Kind of did its own thing, just like created its own world basically that was very inspired by Alien or Aliens. Um, Super impressive for a like a Map Labs map. This could be its own mod. Again, kind of lacked gameplay. You just kind of walk forward and kind of read terminals. There was a couple shooting sections, but you only get 2 magazines for some reason. And I just ended up running out of ammo for the second little combat encounter, and I had to walk away from the enemies. I don't know why you just wouldn't get more ammo, like between, even between like not load screens, but there was those like jumps where it was like data retrieval. It kind of just like nudged your character forward, like you'd kind of just jump to a different spot in the mission your character was on. The whole concept of like kind of watching back like a soldier's kind of like helmet cam or whatever, and kind of seeing what they were doing is really cool. It reminds me of like in Halo CE when you watch Private Jenkins's helmet cam when you meet the Flood for the first time. I think that's really cool. Stuff. It's just like a cool way to kind of present something. So yeah, very impressive amount of custom assets and data retrieved. I really like the look of the alien. The alien was like pretty creepy looking. I appreciate the fact that it was like fully modeled, and like it wasn't, when I say fully modeled, I mean it was like a original model. It wasn't just like a Half-Life 2 zombie that was kind of slightly reworked or whatever, or like a hunter from Half-Life 2 or something weird like that. It was like a completely original creation, and it had custom animation and whatnot. A lot of work went into data retrieval, and I can respect it. I just wish it was a little more fleshed out, kind of gameplay wise, but I probably just didn't have the time for it. I would like to see that like as its own mod someday. I don't know what the author is working on these days, but they should really make a whole mod based on data retrieval. Next one was Code Lock Expunge. Cool concept, exploring kind of a chunk of the Citadel that got blown away in the explosion at the end of episode 1. But nothing really creepy. It was just like kind of eerie going inside there, and it was like I like the kind of gray fog that kind of covered everything. But there was again no gameplay. You just kind of walk to 4 different areas, or 2 different areas, I guess 3 different areas, and then you end up in one of those combine like stasis fields, and it takes your weapon that you just picked up away, and then that's it. The map just ends. Kind of an lost opportunity for there to be like an advisor kind of creeping around. That would have been very spooky. Maybe that's just because I find advisors pretty spooky. But yeah, I don't know. Just nothing really happened in that map. It was just kind of a walking simulator with an interesting setup and kind of a rushed ending. Speaking of rush endings, Subject's a cool idea. You're a Metro cop and you're going to a Citadel to investigate an anomaly. My first thought was like the G-Man would be like messing around inside of the Citadel. It kind of reminded me of some of the G-Man sequences almost from, or not sequences, but the, I should say like the vault from the end of Half-Life Alyx, where it's like you're kind of going through all these upside down, like weird, non-Euclidean kind of areas almost. I thought that's the direction we'd be heading in, but you just kind of find like I think it's like a Zen crystal, and then you find like a big monolith, and there's a cube, and there's like some Nihilith dialogue, and then that's just over. This also feels like the sort of thing that should be its own mod, or should have had more time put into it, because there's like a lot of work and a lot of setup, but then it just doesn't really pay off into anything, both gameplay-wise and like narratively. We have the Haunted Dive next. Haunted Dive was okay. Again, just another walking simulator. I like the underwater segment was pretty cool. A little goofy that you can hear your like footsteps on the bottom of the ocean, like you'd still hear like the Half-Life 2 walking footsteps. I would have maybe did something similar to Data Retrieve. Data Retrieve, something really cool that it did was that there was like no sound, because you're in space, right? And you're in like this depressurized like space station or spaceship. So there's like no sound anywhere. The Haunted Dive, I also would have had like limited amounts of sound. Have everything kind of be a little bit muffled until you get into the facility. Once you're in the facility, though, literally nothing happens. There's no gameplay. There's no nothing. There's no going in or out, and going back out into the ocean with your suit again. It's just you're just there, and it just kind of ends once you get on that elevator. Again, just another map that kind of abruptly ends, and there's no real payoff. It feels like a lot of these maps, like the creators are very talented, but they also kind of fell into the trap of being overambitious, where they try to do something that was just like, like, whoa, this is crazy. They tried to do something that was really, really ambitious and really, really impressive, and they just couldn't finish their work because, with these kind of map jams in general, regardless of the game, you usually only get like a month or something. There's like a time frame, right? It's like, hey, we're announcing this like a month or 2 months ahead of time. You get like this much time to kind of release your map, or make your map and then release it. And I think a lot of these makers here just kind of, Data Retrieve not being one of them. Data Retrieve did end, I think, on a good note. But just like a Code Lock Expunge, Subject, Haunted Dive, all kind of just like fell flat in the ending department. But yeah, anyways, Heat Death, I didn't even finish Heat Death. I didn't know what was going on. I feel like this is somebody's very first map. For some reason, the doors don't work properly. I think it's supposed to be like a haunted asylum that you're in, but it's just very like boxy and like very samey. You're trying to navigate in complete darkness with the flashlight. It's like there's no what's the word I'm looking for? There's no like points of interest to kind of like be like, okay, I remember this. I can come back to this room. It's like, oh, this is this room. Like you have to kind of put certain identifying features in rooms so that players can use those to navigate, and this just didn't have that. And you could also sometimes use doors to navigate. If you see an open door, it's like, okay, I've already been into this area, but for some reason the doors didn't work properly in this map. I don't understand. The doors they can't be that hard to do in Hammer. Instead, like, the doors work by you just like teleporting to the other side. It was very bizarre. Very, very bizarre. Again, I feel like this is somebody's first map, so cut him some slack, I guess. But yeah, it just wasn't very good. The Pit, fun concept, just a cute little one-room map, where there's just like a weird bottomless pit that you can jump into, and you have to decide if you want to jump in or not. It's fun. It's fine. And then the Visitor. The Visitor was actually kind of cool, a little bit creepy. I was kind of getting angry at this map because I thought it was a remake of a previous map that had been put in these Halloween horror jams. The whole like turn off all the lights mechanic. I've seen that one before. It was kind of fun having some kind of like thing, like a person, a creature, or a person be kind of in the house with you, and you don't really know where it's at, or in the building. Is very eerie, and can be kind of creepy. But again, it was kind of just like not a lot of gameplay. You're just kind of like, okay, go over here, do this, press this button. By button I mean light switch. And yeah, so I don't know. This year I just didn't really care for it. I'm not a fan of like straight horror. I usually prefer when there's a bit of gameplay at least. Um, and a lot of these maps were just like kind of boring like that. And well, I guess even Amnesia has like, I was gonna say like Amnesia, but even those games have like a decent amount of gameplay. I think in the future, trying to include maybe some combat, or if not combat, then like puzzle solving, um, is a good way to kind of introduce some gameplay into your map if you don't want to go the combat route. I just think games are an interactive medium, and a lot of these maps were just like hold W to the end, and they felt more like a movie. Which I'm just I'm not super into that. So, anyways, thanks to all the mappers for putting this together, and thanks for watching. Have a good one. Take care. GG's.